Okay, welcome back then. My name is Tim Davies, and in this video then I'm just going to quickly talk to you about alcohol and how long it's going to take you to get over that kind of anxiety that you're feeling when you first stop drinking. All right, so I flew these jets up. Where is it? Up there. Another jet then for about 20 years, and during that time then I was drinking. Most of the guys were pretty much on the airplanes, and when I left the Air Force back in 2011, that didn't stop. That kind of stayed with me quite heavily, to be fair, and I decided to stop in January of last year. So I've been about 15 months clear now, and to be fair, I feel pretty much the same as when I did when I was drinking. Pretty much it hasn't changed that much at all. So that's one of the things I really want to talk to you about straight out. If you're not drinking or you haven't got a problem with alcohol, you're not thinking of stopping or anything, then of course this video isn't really for you. Don't worry about it. But if you are, then by the end of this video you're going to have more of an expectation or more of an understanding of the expectation you're going to have when you do stop, because it's not all rosy, guys, don't get me wrong. And one of the things I really want to talk to you about initially was how long it took me before I felt all right around other people drinking in a kind of social setting. I saw a video the other day where a guy was talking about how it took him 10 weeks before he was happy to be around other people drinking. And I thought, fuck bro, 10 weeks. I would have loved that. Didn't happen to me like that. It took me about a year and a bit. It's only now really I'm comfortable with other people drinking around. And even then I don't really want to be there. I can't be bothered to be there. It's not like I'm more animated about it, or the anxieties that like I wish I could have a beer. It's not like that anymore. I still wish I could have, you know, a few beers and that could be it, but no, I can't. That's all right. And the weird thing is that some people don't understand that. People that haven't got that kind of bug, whatever it is, that thing about alcohol, where when you start drinking you need to carry on drinking, because one beer isn't enough, and you know, 66 beers is too many. So if you haven't got that, then fair play to you. But my argument being, well, why are you drinking anyway? Like, I couldn't see the point of having 1 or 2 beers. To me, it was ridiculous. I wouldn't have 1 or 2 beers if I couldn't have 12, 14, 16 beers. I wouldn't have 1 or 2. It didn't make sense. Anyone that's got this issue with beers or wines or spirit alcohol will understand that. I'd rather not drink anything than not be able to drink what I needed to drink, if that makes sense. I've got this kind of brain that needed to be shut down. I do it in a different way now. So one of the things that I'm going to cover in a second is about what you need to do when you do stop drinking. For me, as I said, it took about a year. And during that year, there's ups and downs. There's times when you think, I've got this, I've solved it, everything is cool in the game. And then there's other times when you just don't, and you just think, fuck, you know, this isn't working. I'm going to start again. I'm going to go back. I'm going to drink again. And I'll give up again in 2 or 3 months' time when I'm better prepared. And I did that for many, many years. I did that probably for about a decade. And the longest I ever stopped when I was drinking, I think, was a year, but that was back 2016. I think it was, stopped for a year. And obviously I went straight back to it after the year. It's more like to prove that I could. But that year wasn't, I hadn't stopped drinking. I had stopped drinking in a physical sense. I wasn't drinking in that year in 2016, but my brain hadn't stopped it. My brain hadn't really worked out that it wasn't going to drink again. It always knew it was going to. Whereas when I stopped January last year, I had to say to myself, you know, if you just say that you're not going to drink again, and you're going to suffer through it, and it's going to be something that you can add to your CD of life, that you stop drinking, and it's going to mean something to you. I think it has to be that. It has to be that, you know, you're going to do this now. You're going to grow up a little bit now. You're going to look at the rest of your life and do something constructive with it, and alcohol's not going to feature in that. It's not going to play a part. I think that works. That worked for me. And the other thing I would say about it, guys, and this is quite important, I feel, is that there is a replacement element to this. You need to replace alcohol with something. Now, a lot of people use exercise. I mean, one thing I would say to you as well is go and join a club where you're expected to turn up. So I joined a rowing club. I'm expected to be there, get in a boat with men, go rowing. I was there this morning. In fact, I'm there over the weekend. I'm there several times during the week, in fact. I don't always like it, but it means I've got to do something. You've got a responsibility. So there's that aspect. Obviously the gym, a lot of people replace it with a gym or something physical, Tough Mudder, something like that. I understand that. Go cycling, anything. There's a lot of hobbies and interests out there which you probably neglected if you are drinking. I neglected them all, by the way. And you don't lose a mass ton of weight either. So if you think I'm going to stop drinking, lose a whole lot of weight, you might lose 20 pounds. A lot of people lose 20 pounds, put on 10 again. You will do other things. Like right now, my wife's eating chocolate. I'm into it. I'm into chocolate now. I'm not into chocolate now, but I'll have some of that. I never touched that when I was drinking. I never touched crisps when I was drinking. I didn't do any of that stuff. And now I stopped. I am partial to that. It's like, it's kind of weird. I am. Things change. I don't like that stuff, so I'd rather not have it, you know. That's the thing. So I hit the gym, try and eat as healthy as you can. But there's always that feeling when you stop as well, that there's no conclusion to your day. There's nothing. That hit me a lot. It hit me really hard. Like, it doesn't matter how bad your day is. There's nothing that's going to make it any better at the end of the day. And if we're honest, alcohol never did make it any better. It only made it worse, really. It only increased your anxiety. We all know that. But we're driven in our brains here. We've got that propaganda that everything can be solved with a beer. Same with cigarettes. I used to smoke. Everything was better with a cigarette. And of course, the truth is it's not. But we think it is. It's really hard, isn't it? And that takes a long time. It just takes time. And it takes a lot of, I'm just going to go to bed now and stare at the ceiling because I can't sleep. There's a whole world of stuff that goes with the stopping and drinking. I'm rambling because I just want to get like a video out for you, because someone wrote to me saying, Tim, I got a lot out of one of your stopping drinking videos, and I thought, well, I haven't done very much. I get real poor views on these videos, guys. It damages the channel when it comes down to how the channel performs. It really does. So when I put videos like this out, it just drags all the stats down, and then my £90 a month that I get off YouTube, you know, I get less than £90 off YouTube because I put these videos out. But I think it's important sometimes to point the camera at yourself and just say, look, just be vulnerable for 10 minutes. I'm not proud of the drinking I did, but I look back on it, and if I can help other people, if I can tell other people that I understand it, like in my school, I said today on Twitter, I said, look, in my school, I'm about upholding standards through grace. So through compassion. So I'm not hitting people for anything wrong that they're doing. I'm saying, look, I understand why you're doing that. I've done it myself. My students have done that as well. And I'm saying the same thing with alcohol here. If you've got a problem with alcohol, I understand that. You know, I flew jets for 20 years. And I understand. I understand where you come from. It doesn't matter whether you flew jets or not. It doesn't matter. It's a great leveler, alcohol. It'll fucking destroy you. I heard one of the comments on one of my videos talking about a tornado navigator. I didn't know him. I didn't give me a name. Who at almost 50 killed himself. Shit, that could have been me. It might still be me. I get pains in the body still, just not like I did when I was drinking. It still might be me. I might not make it to 50, and I'm 50 this year, you know what I mean? Because it takes its toll. But I think I'm doing everything positive to try and go in the right direction. And that's something I want you to think about, the right and wrong direction. The wrong direction is staying drinking. We understand that. It's a nightmare to give up. It really is hard. All your you know what I mean? It's not easy. It's miserable, and I'm not the guy that says after 3 days it was so amazing. It fucking wasn't, mate. It was really bad. Or after 5 weeks it was much better. It wasn't. It fucking wasn't. Just literally was not. It was only after about a year, as I said, when I started to think less about it, like it didn't creep in. A year, fuck, already a year. That's pretty wild. But that's fair enough, you know what I mean? I can now be anywhere, people could be drinking, and you notice as well, like there's no point staying in any bars past 10 o'clock, nothing good happens. You can get in your car and drive home, because that's a massive bonus. Come and get a cup of tea, go and get some biscuits and watch some TV, and go to bed in the morning, wake up. Prioritise your mornings and other good ones. Guys, I'm gonna have to stop this video, because about 10 minutes you guys aren't gonna wanna watch it. Prioritise the mornings. That's what I do now. I maybe go to bed an hour and a half early or whatever, you know, go to bed like 11 or something if I can. It's hard, isn't it? You know, I'm normally in bed at midnight. I'm that kind of guy. But I always try and get up, you know, like 7 or something, half 6, 7, earlier than that sometimes as well, depending on what I'm doing. And I've got the gym there. And you getting out in your gym. I've got a gym in my garage. Get out there and just rag order, just a t-shirt on shorts, get out there in the cold, start doing some press-ups. I know it sucks. But your body, get that blood flowing around your body, do some exercises, you get into some weights or whatever, you know, go and buy a decent, you know, Olympic bar, maybe a squat rack, something like that. Start building your garage gym wherever you can be. Put a podcast on, put some chants on, or some music on, or some, whatever you're into, a podcast, book, anything like that. That's your space then. Start changing your life from the negative to positive. I mean, that's the thing really, and just take your time overdoing it. Really take your time. I mean, there's the alternative, of course, is that you don't do that. And that was my alternative, and I was more than happy to stay in that, and I knew where it was leading to as well, and I was almost happy to accept the conclusion, although I knew that when I was in a hospital bed on a liver machine or whatever, I wasn't going to be drinking then, obviously, and I would be regretting everything I'd done. to put me there, family and friends around me. You know, that's just the truth. And I'm an all or nothing kind of guy, so I'd have taken to the fucking max. That's just how I'd have thrown myself in front of a train or some shit before being put on some kind of dialysis. But you know, I feel sorry for the train driver. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, or maybe you don't know what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, stopping drinking is really hard, and it takes really tough people to do it, if that makes sense. And you're allowed to be in a very bad place when you do it. I've got guys in my school doing it right now. I'm supporting them, you know what I mean? But also, they've got to go through it. I can't do it for them. They've got to have the dark hours. They've got to have the no sleep staring at the fucking ceiling. They've got to have the massive anxiety. They've got to have the crazy fucking flip outs, the rage, the punching doors. They've got to have the workout where they're stopping halfway through and smashing everything up. They've got to have the bit where they replace it with chocolate crisps, biscuits, toast, all that bollocks. And they're fucking everything is wild. But life's supposed to be a bit wild. You know, life's not supposed to be easy and what you think it is. So if you are thinking of doing it, I'm here telling you it's proof you can do it. And I'm the last person ever wanted to stop drinking. I don't look back on it now fondly. And some of the videos you might see on YouTube, guys, my computer's up there. You may see me saying, oh yeah, like it's romanticism. But you know, it's a year now and it's not romantic for me anymore. I do have sometimes a couple of non-alcoholic beers if I go out, but only a couple because I don't want to swap it over. You drink a couple of non-alcoholic beers, you're not getting dehydrated. There's no point in drinking any more. You literally can't. It's like having 2 pints of water or something. It's like, what am I doing this for? Whereas I could drink 14, 16 beers a night, cans, 440, 500s, those kind of mil cans. Pint-wise, probably 10, 12 pints a night was what I was drinking. You know, I'm not proud of it, guys. It's not all like Stella, you know what I mean? It's not all 5%. Some of it was 3.8%, 4%, you know what I mean? But it worked out to be about 10 to 12 pints a night, I think it was, for about, well, since I was mid-20s until I was, until about a year and a half ago. So what, I'm 50 now, so about 25 years, something like that. Just is what it is, you know what I mean? Let's not big it up. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. A bit of waffle, all right? But if you are interested in this alcohol journey, I'm still going through it. I'll go through it till I die, you know what I mean? I'll put another video up top now so that you can have a look at it and maybe watch that one as well. There's a couple more on the channel as well you might want to dig into. And hit the comments if you want me to talk about something else. All right, I really appreciate it, guys. All right, Tim Davies, Fast Performance.